Heureka by Thelightbulb.ai, the Insights Podcast.
Welcome to Heureka, the Insights podcast by Thelightbulb. I'm Nishant, Kadian, Senior Marketing Manager at Thelightbulb, and I'll be your host for today's session. As Ritu, the regular host of the podcast, is not available today, but don't worry, she'll be back soon and most likely with some interesting updates on what's keeping her occupied. Meanwhile, the host might be new today, but the guest is a seasoned one. We have Mr. Vladimer Botsvadze. And if you are a regular listener to podcasts on tech, businesses, and digital transformation, there's a good chance that you have already listened to him. He's one of the world's top digital transformation, tech, and marketing influencer. He's helped several top brands and startup navigate through the digital challenges and conquer them. I can totally do a podcast dedicated only to his achievements, but today is not that day. Today we are discussing customer centricity across social media, winning attention through emotional contextual content, driving brand loyalty with emotions, and the role of AI through all these things. So welcome Vladimer and thank you for being with us. Would you like to introduce yourself before we begin?
Yeah, Nishant, thank you. Hi, Nishant. Many thanks for inviting me to your podcast. When I received your reply, I was very happy, and I knew that we were going to be on the same page to discuss customer centricity, because we both believe that customer centricity is a be all and end all nowadays. And without customer experience, nothing great happens. Without emotions, nothing great happens. Without creating content, nothing great happens. Without storytelling, nothing great happens. So I'm very great that we speak the same language in terms of customer centricity. And what can I say about me? I'm a storyteller to the core. I'm a storyteller to the core. That's why I have told my stories across social media channels. I connected with the world. I created emotional connections with my followers. Emotional connections. So without spending any dollars on promoting my social media channels or advertising my profiles, I have spearheaded one of the fastest growing personal brands in the world on a shoestring budget. Even if I had more money, I would not have invested into these promotions. So what has driven my success is that content creation, customer centricity, storytelling, sharing, creating content that was in my followers' best interest. Nishant, putting my audience first.
Yeah. Totally sounds something inspiring, and we look forward to getting more out of you from this podcast.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, then. So my first question will be very easy for you. How does it feel to be world's top digital transformation and tech and marketing influencer? Did you plan this?
Yeah, Nishant, it is a great question. Thank you. I believe that I'm a long-term thinker. If you see me alongside the luminaries on the top digital transformation list, it means because I have put in the work, because I have cared about my audience, because I have given away my best advice for free. There are so many experts, thought leaders who they charge their followers for picking their brain, but I never charge my followers. I helped. I have given away all best advice for free, whether it was YouTube video, a tweet, or even a podcast appearance, or whatever I have been involved in, right? Because I care, I want to see successful people. It is a delight when I receive emails from my listeners and they show gratitude, that they started listening me, and great things were happening because of my actionable insights. I think it is my best achievement. That, of course, I have been ranked number one in the world because I have been very consistent, because I have sent 100,000 tweets, because I have posted more than 60,000 times on Instagram, because I have capitalized every social media channels, blogging platforms like Medium, WordPress, blogger, Tumblr, to tell my story, Nishant, to
Yeah.
tell my story, So nowadays, results speak for themselves because I have put in the work, because I was curious, because I was tracking my progress from month to month. Do you remember Cloud?
Yes, I do.
Yes, so Cloud
Yeah.
score in 2014, when I embarked on my Twitter journey, my Cloud score was 58, So in 2018, my Cloud score reached 80.
Oh, that's
Because
nice.
every single day, Nishant, every single day I was tweeting. I was showing gratitude. I was building meaningful relations with my consumers, As for example, Elon Musk communicates directly with every consumer of Tesla on Twitter, directly communicating with followers, directly communicating. Do you remember any executive from automakers, traditional automakers, who directly communicate with millions of followers on Twitter? Do you remember anybody?
No, I can't think of any example except
Yeah,
for
so that's why Elon Musk is a disruptor. Communication dictates everything that is going on in this business world. Communication.
Got it. So, as an influencer, you could have chosen like any field, but what inspired you to specialize in this, interaction of marketing, emotions, and techs like AI?
Well, it is a great question. I was just tweeting. I was just curious. I was just pushing forward. So when you fire on all cylinders, when you are very open-minded, I believe that open-mindedness is one of my biggest strengths. Open-mindedness,
Got it.
because I don't rarely live in my ivory towers, whereas those executives who studied at top business schools and who put their MBA degrees on a pedestal, they never thought that how important and monumental personal branding is in the digital age.
Yeah.
They studied strategies that worked in 1995, 2000, 2005.
Got it.
That's why they disregard. That's why they disregard consumers. That's why they don't care about personal branding. That's why they don't care about connecting with directly with consumers on Twitter, across social media channels, directly, like Elon Musk. Because Elon is open-minded.
Got it.
Whereas those people are opposite.
Right.
Like Blockbuster, because in 2007, the board members of Blockbuster, they said in the board, they thought that internet was not going to affect their business. They thought that their consumers were not going to be in the digital age. They they neglected to buy Netflix for $50 million. They went out of business.
Exactly.
Hospitality brands disregarded their consumers in the digital age. That's why Airbnb disrupted them. Uber disrupted taxi services. Spotify disrupted music industry.
Right.
We have so many examples of disruption nowadays. Because whoever disregards consumers in the digital age, they go out of business. So the market is the only one that is going to have the final say. The market is a decision maker. So market decides what is good and bad. The market decided that Spotify is good, Airbnb is good, Uber is good, Netflix is good.
Yeah. Got it. Makes sense. So as an influencer, your day-to-day life must have a big space for social media in a world that's overloaded with information right now. How do you cut through the noise and connect with your audience? And how can businesses learn from that and replicate the same thing for themselves?
Businesses are selfish nowadays, Nishant. They create content that is in their best interest. They are transactional. They are not focused on branding or marketing. They are focused on short-term ROI sales. Brands rarely respond to consumers' tweets when they are not satisfied. They don't care. They care about their revenues. They care about hitting targets and maximizing profits. They don't care about consumers. So just imagine that brands create content that is in their best interest. They tell their consumers, visit our website, we have 20% sales,
Yeah.
So consumers don't care about content that is in the brand's best interest, You need to create content, you need to provide value, you need to show gratitude, you need to show empathy, you need to bring community together,
Got it.
So and brands struggle with content creation, because as I mentioned, Nishant, what happens in an internet minute, we are in the streaming economy, 694 million songs streamed in the United States, and 44 million people viewing Facebook live streams every single minute. 44 million people,
Yeah.
And that's 2 million Snapchats created every single minute, and so 575,000 people see new tweets every single minute. Because to be more correct, 575,000 tweets sent every single minute, and these figures are staggering, 174,000 applications are downloaded every single minute.
Yeah. And how do you do that? Like, you are one of the world's topmost influencers. So how do you, get your messaging out there right into the right audience as well? So any tips for that? Any quick hacks? Like, these are the things that you can quickly follow, and this is how your, brand game could improve.
There are some elements that truly drive my success, Nishant. First is authenticity.
Sure.
Authenticity, because I'm sharing genuine thoughts, I'm sharing genuine experiences, I'm sharing genuine emotions. So second is consistent branding. I maintain a consistent brand image across all my social media platforms. I use same profile picture, same bios, and a cohesive visual style. So the third is content strategy. I develop a content strategy that aligns with my target audience. So the fourth is that respond, because we need to respond to comments, we need to respond to messages, we need to respond to mentions, promptly. I also host Q&A sessions, polls, live streams to foster a two-way communication. Whereas so many brands have one-way communication, I foster two-way communication. So then collaborations are also part and parcel of my marketing growth, because you need to partner with your colleagues. You need to have emotional connection with them. You need to they say that when they scratch your back, you should scratch theirs. There are so many people on my journey who helped me, who retweeted me, even billionaire and millionaire entrepreneurs, keynote speakers, and investors who started following me. Even I was retweeted by The Economist. I was retweeted by The Economist Twitter handle in 2014, as I remember, because I tagged Economist, I created a great content. So Economist Twitter account retweeted me. So many people watched my tweet, noticed my tweet,
Yeah.
So it is all about curiosity. It is all about creating content, emotional content, informative content, enlightening content, So I also believe that using social media analytics tools to track your performance of your posts and understand what works and what does not work. Storytelling. I share my personal stories, experience. Also, I believe that organic giveaways and contests to encourage engagement and attract new followers. So when there is a will, there is a way, Nishant. If you are curious, if you double. I love the quote by Jeff Bezos, who said that if you double the number of experiments you do per year, you are going to double your inventiveness,
Oh.
So if you push experiments, if you send a trial balloon, then you need to see what works and what doesn't work, because not everything works, right? But we need to conduct more experiments. We need to have a beginner's mindset, Nishant, beginner's mindset, because many people think that they are smartest people in the room. They don't take action. They live in their ivory towers. They think that a formal degree, top business school is going to drive their ROI, and they go out of business,
Got it. Right then. So my next question will be around the most interesting topic that we have in the market right now, that's AI. So what you mentioned right now, like how do you connect it with emotion AI? Like how does emotion AI help in understanding and addressing the customer needs and probably the preferences of social media platforms?
Yes, great question, Nishant. So AI is the most revolutionary technology in the fourth industrial revolution, Nishant. AI's contribution to global GDP will be $15.7 trillion by 2030, What is happening? AI is revolutionizing marketing, AI is revolutionizing marketing. I believe that every company should become an AI company in the future. They should bring in a chief AI officer.
Got it.
To help brands stand out, So
Yeah.
if organizations that fail to scale AI, they will not be in business in the foreseeable future, because AI is your competitive advantage nowadays.
Got it.
So what is happening? First is sentiment analysis. Nishant, emotion AI can analyze the sentiment of customer interactions on social media. It can detect whether customer comments and messages are positive, negative, or neutral. Second is customer feedback analysis. By analyzing the emotional content of customer feedback, businesses can gain insights into what aspects of their product, services, or brand resonate positively or negatively with customers. The set is customer content optimization. Emotion AI can assist in optimizing content for social media. It can analyze the emotional impact of different types of content. So the fifth is personalization. Emotion AI can be used to personalize customer interactions. I believe the next is customer engagement. Emotion AI can help businesses determine which types of content or engagement strategies resonate with their audience. And the last but not least, emotions can vary, widely across different cultures and demographics.
Yeah. Got it. All right. So moving on to the next question would be like, how can a brand build a strong connection with the audience and finally, lead to brand loyalty in that sense?
Yeah, it is the first time in the history of marketing and communications where consumers have a voice. So you need to humanize your brand. You need to connect with your consumers. Like Elon Musk always stays ahead of the game. That's why Elon directly connects with Airbnb, with Tesla users, And Brian Chesky also directly connects with Airbnb users, Okay, your brand is like a fish in the ocean,
Right.
So how does your brand, how is your brand is going to stand out in such ocean where there is a keen competition for attention, So Nishant, this device is a game changer, this device is a game changer. Right. This device is a reason why multi-billion-dollar startups have been created in the last decade. This is a reason why this device has created so many renowned, self-made entrepreneurs, influencers who have built $1 million and $1 billion real estate startups, different kinds of organizations, startups, from scratch. Even people reinventing themselves because everyone has a voice in this device. Everyone, this device does not care where you come from, what is your background, what is your education, what is your work experience. If you take action here, you will win. So Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram have become the new BBC, CNN, Bloomberg. It is a source of information, So if you win attention here, you will win in the long term,
Yeah. So going ahead in the same direction, like most of our audiences, are professionals from consumer insights and sales leadership. So tips or probably, insight for them on how to use AI. Should they be scared about it, or like how to go about it? How do they see AI as a friend, as a challenge? What's the right way to look at it?
Well, AI has become instrumental in my marketing efforts because AI can generate your content. AI can help you create more emotional content. You can listen to your consumers. You can listen to your customers. You can tell your story in a better way. So AI is alpha and omega of marketing in 2023. And I believe that, emotional resonance, emotions are powerful driver of engagement, content that evokes strong emotions such as happiness, sadness, surprise, tends to be more memorable, should become the face of their brand and directly communicate with consumers online, on social media, in the digital age.
Got it. And any tips for personal branding in the same, consumer insights and sales enablement, how they can utilize personal branding and probably if AI can play a role around it?
Well, personal branding has become a necessity nowadays in a digital age. Now, as I mentioned, there are almost 8.1 billion people in the world and 4.9 billion social media users. 4.9 billion. So you need to fish where the fish are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So building your personal brand is what sets you apart because you directly communicate with your consumers. You not only build your authority, you not only build your credibility, but social media is like a Swiss Army knife for businesses nowadays. You
Right.
build your authority, you build your brand, you directly communicate with your consumers. You sit in you are in a catbird seat because people trust you. It's no longer B2B or B2C. It is H2H, where human beings want to do business with human beings, not businesses, because we trust our consumer, we trust our friends, we trust our family members, we trust our community, we trust our colleagues. We no longer trust brands' messages. Their ads, because advertising steals our time.
Absolutely. And
as I mentioned, everyone should build a personal brand in order to stay competitive in the age of AI and automation. Even if you are not an entrepreneur, emotions are going to get you hired. Emotions, when you have emotional connection with your followers, when you create informative content, So Elon Musk communicates with Tesla's consumers on Twitter, Brian Chesky communicates directly with thousands of Airbnb's users on Twitter, That is how these entrepreneurs move forward, improving their product, being in the listening business, telling their stories, and ultimately ultimately becoming market leaders,
Got it. And how do I do that? So let's say I'm a sales representative and I have like daily 10 meetings to attend, and I at the end of the day might feel like I'm exhausted. I don't want to go on LinkedIn and post about me.
Yeah, I mean,
So I change that kind of mindset about not just about me or any
because majority, Nishant, majority are sales oriented.
Yeah.
When they connect with you, they send you sales pitches. I'm selling this, I'm selling that.
Yeah.
Visit our website, book us.
Right.
Look what we are selling. People are tired of sales pitches. People are tired. We need to provide value to our consumers, to our new connections. We need to position ourselves as a media company. It is the only guarantee that you will win in the long term, because people will start consuming your information.
Right. And do you suggest using AI to
I mean, you need to just imagine that you are Bloomberg, you are Mashable, you are BBC, CNN, of your industry, Forbes. Just imagine you are Forbes of your industry. So you are supposed to publish informational content, educational content, enlightening content, entertaining content to win their attention, because consumers have a short attention span. You need to win attention within 6 seconds, 5 seconds. So your message, your blog post, your content, your video, your tweet is supposed to provide value to end users. So how you are going, because you must forget that you are in sales business, and you need to imagine that you are in marketing and branding business, like Nike, like Airbnb, like Apple, right? Because Apple does not sell its product through Google AdWords, right? Apple does not.
No, they don't.
Nike does not sell its product through Google AdWords. They have built their businesses. That is how they sell their Nike shoes, because say, for example, Nike, amazing brand, amazing, strategy. Nike's marketing strategy revolves around inspiration, empowerment, the pursuit of excellence. They are encourage people to just do it and believe in themselves. So emotional connection. Nike creates emotionally charged ads featuring athletes overcoming obstacles, achieving greatness, pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
So these stories resonate with people's aspirations and inner strengths. Yeah. What about Nike? Apple has built its brand around the idea of innovation, design, and simplicity. They focus on creating products that enhance people's lives, making them more connected, creative, and productive. So emotional connection of Apple. Think different. This campaign celebrated individuality and creativity. They also use storytelling in their product launches, highlighting how their devices can be integral part of personal and professional success.
Got it.
And what about Starbucks? Starbucks positions itself as more than just a coffee shop.
Yeah.
It is a place for community, connection, and relaxation.
Right.
Airbnb focuses on the idea of belonging and creating unique, personalized travel experiences. Yeah. That is how these brands have built their brands, because they have been focused on branding and marketing, not on sales.
Yeah.
So emotional connections are alpha and omega of those brands' growth, because they think in the long term. They are not. For example, Nike. I always love to use this example that Nike CEO does not come to our house, knock on our door, and ask us to buy Nike, right?
Right.
No. We buy Nike because of its brand.
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So it is just a great example that Nike is not in sales, because Nike has been in branding and marketing business, That's why they build their brand. So ultimately, whether you build a personal brand or even a startup is going to build a huge business, or even established brands want to even strengthen their brand further, they need to focus on branding, connecting with consumers on an emotional level,
So we always talk about such kind of examples where one has already become an Apple or an Nike. But if I'm a new brand, I'm coming up with something and I need to do, market research to find out what should be my, right messaging to go out, right way to connect with the audience. So any tip for marketing researchers? So how a new brand could probably find out its what Nike's just do it is, or what Apple and Airbnb have been able to do that. As a new brand, how do I do that? How do I disrupt in sense of understanding the customers through market researchers' point of view?
Well, it is a great question, what I see nowadays, a majority of people are competitor centric,
Right.
boardroom centric, not consumer centric, The single reason that has put me on the global map is that I have always been consumer centric or audience centric. I created content. I connected with consumers on an emotional level, I cared. I responded, as I mentioned in my previous answer, right? Responding to every message, responding to every tweet, responding to every every comment, It is very important to show gratitude, to show empathy,
Yeah.
To communicate. So communication dictates what is going on in this world. Tesla is Tesla because of storytelling, communication, Tesla does not depend on advertising. Tesla even does not have an advertising department.
Yeah.
Whereas traditional automakers burn cash on advertising and getting nothing in return. And nowadays, Tesla has higher market valuation than other automotive brands because of the strong personal brand of Elon Musk, because he directly communicates with millions of followers on Twitter.
Yeah.
It is a communication skill. If entrepreneurs denigrate and belittle communication skills, they should continue living in their ivory towers, But Elon Musk will continue tweeting and connecting with consumers directly because every consumer of Tesla is a brand advocate,
Got it. All right. So coming to almost
to put in a nutshell, Nishant, entrepreneurs need to become the face of their brands and directly connect with consumers in a digital age, and to forget sales pitches, to forget Google ads, to forget Twitter ads, to forget Facebook ads, and to start creating emotional, contextual content that is in the follower's best interest. You need to imagine that you are Forbes of your industry, and you are supposed to educate, enlighten your audience, your consumers.
Got it. So coming to the last section of this podcast, any quick advice or any, one most important advice that you would give to every sales leader?
Every
sales leader, are you again going to come back and say the personal branding is going to be the key most thing? Or
yeah, because personal branding is a necessity in the age of automation and AI,
right.
It is it is your ultimate competitive advantage. Competitive.
Right. And
so Elon Musk worked like hell. Elon said that if other people work 40-hour work weeks and you work 100-hour work weeks, in 4 months you will achieve what it takes for them a year to achieve.
Oh yeah, right.
So there is a method in Elon Musk madness, right? Because when I tweet this quote on Twitter, people start complaining. How come you can work like hell,
Right. Yeah. So about you, like how many hours a week do you work?
Sorry?
How many hours a week do you work? Like, what's your work schedule like?
What is my what's schedule like?
Yeah. How many hours per week do you work?
I work. I have worked 16 hours a day.
Oh,
In the last 10 years. In the last 10 years.
okay. And do you still continue to do that?
Well, I'm now 36. Well, I'm very proud of seeing these rock solid results, Nishant.
Yeah.
Even I have been given a knowledge panel by Google a
Okay.
few weeks ago because I have earned.
Right.
I earned Jennifer's trust. I earned Brian's trust. I have earned Google's trust. I have earned my followers' trust. I have built my thought leadership. I have built my credibility.
Right.
So seeing is believing. When people see my passion,
yeah,
when my content resonates with them, when they connect with me on an emotional level, emotions get me hired. Because I work like hell, and even I was inspired by Elon Musk work ethic, whereas other people was keeping up with Jonas's. I was reinvesting every penny into my growth, Nishant. Every penny. I would rather buy books than go on vacations.
Oh.
Yeah, because it is your choice. So your choice shapes your future.
You're right. Right. And where can our listeners find you online?
Nishant,
like almost available on every platform that I can see. You are very prompt on emails. You are available on LinkedIn, Twitter, everywhere.
Twitter, X, formerly Twitter,
Yeah.
is my favorite platform because it has put me on the global map. Because people started trusting me because of this network. People built bridges with me because of this network. Because people put in a good word for me because of this network. People, it has been instrumental in my growth because I have reinvented myself through Twitter.
Yeah.
I have, but it has had a ripple effect on my growth, and of course I fired on cylinders across all other social media channels. So people can connect with me on Twitter at Vlado Botsvadze. I'm open to new connections. People can connect with me on LinkedIn. Also, I'm available on Instagram at Vladimer Botsvadze. They can like my Facebook page at Vladimer Botsvadze. Then people can read my blog post on Medium because I have more than 4,000 followers on Medium, and I regularly create new blog posts about unique content, Nishant.
Right.
You will never read such enlightening educational blog posts that I have on my Medium. It is I mean very enlightening, very original, very creative, very helpful for my global audience. So I provide value. I give away best advice for free, whereas people charging every follower for picking their brain.
Yeah.
I put my wisdom in every Medium blog post, in every tweet, in every YouTube video, in every LinkedIn content, because I want to receive emails from others that they started consuming my content and great things were happening.
Yeah. So we'll add most of your social media channels that you just mentioned in our post when we go live with this podcast. Any wrapping up tips that you would like to share?
Nishant, it is a best time in the history of mankind to build your business, to stand out, to get heard, to get noticed, to get discovered, So keen competition everywhere nowadays for attention, keen competition,
Yeah.
I'm an awards judge. You had Webby Awards, Gartner Marketing Communication Awards, It is a context war out there, context war, content war, storytelling war,
Yeah.
8.1 billion people in the world, 5.6 billion mobile users, 5.2 billion internet users, and 4.9 billion social media users. It costs $0 to build a powerful, robust brand through social media. Yeah. Whereas it used to cost a fortune to reach global audiences 30 years ago. You had to pay newspapers, right, television, TV channels, magazines, billboards, advertising companies to advertise your product, to advertise your service. It costs free. It is free. Do people realize that social media is free to build your business? Do people realize? Right. They don't, because people think that social media is for like entertainment,
Yeah. Totally.
About sharing their selfies.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people still think that even after like.
Yeah, so we need to start, Nishant, we need to start using and utilizing social media for professional purposes, for driving our business, for spreading the word, for telling our stories, for connecting with our consumers,
Yeah.
Solving our consumers' problems through communicating. So communication was one of the key drivers of Elon Musk's growth, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So when there is a will, there is a way. If people have a will, they will find a way to stand out,
Yeah. Got it. So thanks for your time, Vladimer. I'm sure that we are going to connect with you again, and I think there's a lot more that we can discuss again in upcoming episodes of Heureka. But for today, that was it. So thanks a lot for listening and tuning into our channel, and we'll be sharing Vladimer's links and those things with our post. So just follow him up, and along with that, do remember to subscribe us, follow us, and if you have any comment to drop in, please drop by. And as Vladimer mentioned, that we need to be prompt for social media, so we'll be prompt when replying to your comments as well. Thank you guys, and thank you, Vladimer. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Nishant. I wish you all the best, my friend. I wish your listeners all the best. I hope they will capitalize social media to spread the word, to tell their stories, and to connect with their consumers in the digital age,
Amen. Bye-bye.